Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Renew Your Mind podcast. Whoop, 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 whoop. So this month of March has obviously been an amazing month because it's been Women's Month. So that's been fantastic, and I didn't really plan it. Everything just kind of worked out the way it should. And it's been wonderful, kind of the guests that we've had so far featuring on the blog. We've had Noreen's episode came out, and she spoke about her passion as an advocate for her son who was brutally murdered in the United States. And then we had a session as well with Rubie. We had the Priceless Gems with Rubie, yes. We love a good wordplay, and just talking about her growth as a young woman and different areas of expertise that she covers. So, March has been a really, really great month. And it's been amazing, kind of the best way to start off this podcast. I didn't plan it, so I guess God knew what he was doing. Apart from the first episode, though, which was before the one with Mr. Josh, Love Talk. But, as ladies, we all love love. Who doesn't love a bit of love, right? But it's just been God's grace that has been sustaining this. I didn't even know. I just decided to start, and here we are. So I wanted to backtrack a little bit. And I guess another thing is that we're international, baby. Yes. So Nareen is based in the United States, and obviously Rubie and Josh Love Talks are in the UK. So, we're international podcast, open to international collaborations all around the world, The gospel is going to go around the world. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to do a brief introduction because I realized I didn't really introduce what this podcast is about. I just kind of started. But the premise of the Renew Your Mind podcast is based on Romans 12 verse 2, right? Talking about do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be renewed, but be transformed, by the renewal of your mind. Then you can determine what God's good and perfect will is. And that's what we're trying to do, right? So I have a blog kind of talk, and that's what adults using the know, and that's been great. But as I'm kind of end of my 20s and saying bye-bye to my 20s and looking forward to the other things that God has planned and prepared, this kind of idea was birthed in my mind, right? So at every point in time, we want to be transformed to the full image of Christ, whatever that looks like in our career, in our finances, in our relationships, in our professional development, in our person, in different ways, how we handle our emotions. And so the different ideas and different topics and things like that. So yeah, so this is going to be pretty much looking to bring experts and thought leaders and different people that I've learned from in my personal life, people that I know, people that may be online on social media I've been learning from over the years, building this kind of repertoire with them, and hopefully we can all learn from their life lessons and things that they have to offer. So that is what the Renew Your Mind podcast is all about, and I hope that you stick around, you learn something new, you enjoy yourself. Feel free to share with loved ones and share ideas. I'm always about that. If you have a good idea, if we can make it possible, if you have someone that you think would be a good candidate to bring on the podcast, please put that in the box or whatever they call it. Put that down. The goal is, once again, we're building a community of people that are equipped. We have wisdom, we have insight, we have community, right? We learn from each other, we build from each other. We are allowing the Holy Spirit above all to guide us and direct us. We want to make sure that we are experts and we are excellent in our career, in the marketplace. We are not just professing Christ, but it's evident in us, right? So we're not just having a form of godliness, but we are actually allowing God and the Holy Spirit to transform us within and without. So that's the goal. So just kind of recapping this month, it's Women's History Month, which has been amazing. I was able to celebrate the wonderful women in my community, just some of them, because I have so much more actually, but these are just a few that I knew had either some sort of businesses, and I reached out to them and just kind of to highlight women and the great things that they're doing. I read some post online that talks about kind of the women in the Bible, the Deborahs, the Joannas, the Susannas, the Esthers, the Ruths, right? So these are people, the Naomis, the people that they're very popular, but then they're ones that are very smaller, right? Not smaller, but in terms of their notoriety is not as big. Like the Jaels, Deborah is pretty well known. Who else? Anna, all these people. Not the Hannah that gave birth to Samuel, but the other Anna, right? You see what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, yeah, so it's just been a really wonderful experience. And so the episodes we had, the before the one was a great one to kind of give expertise to the guys, but also to the ladies, right? To bits of gems were dropped in that episode, and I really would encourage anyone who hasn't to go listen to it again. Mr. Josh Love Talk is available for I guess consultation. Reach out to him. He's very, very open, and very open in the sense that I just reached out to him on social media and connected. So if you need his help, please do reach out. As you can tell, he has a gem of knowledge and information. And then Nareen, her episode, she reached out to me. That our connection was even kind of what's the word, was, I guess, because that's not really my field. She just reach out to me. As everyone gets all those press releases, and I was like, what's this all about? I didn't really know. And I was like, there's some things with the US and Canada right now. I'm like, but listening to her share her story, reminded me of the Bible verse, which I put in the description notes, which is Micah 6:8, talking about, fight the cause of those that are oppressed, those that are not able to fight for themselves, right? Christ is all about that. He was always fighting for the little man, the one that could not defend himself. And, sometimes you just need someone to believe in your story, to believe in someone that's far out there that you've not even put two and two together. Like, why would you want to listen to what I have to say, right? But just giving people the opportunity to share what's on their hearts, and if it's a good cause, if it's a reputable cause, then it's just giving her the opportunity to have another platform. That's honestly what it is, right? And I'm glad that we're able to give her that time. And her book, I think, will be out sometime this summer. So once again, follow up with her. I put the links in the description box. So if you want to reach out to her to get more information, the book isn't available as of right now, as I'm recording this, but maybe by the time this comes out, it might be available. But you can follow up with her, and she'll give you all the details as necessary. And then lastly, with Rubie, we're able to connect, and I think kind of reminded me of that verse in Proverbs 3, I think 3:15, that talks about wisdom. It encapsulates wisdom as a gem, and funnily enough, her name is Rubie as well. I don't know, it's just these things just work out. But just understanding that wisdom is very important in navigating life. As a young adult, as you're going from your womanhood or your girlhood years to becoming a woman, all these different things, and we're inundated by so many things that tells us how we should be, what we should do, right? And sometimes you have to stop and say, wait a minute, this is who God calls me to be. This is who He has said I am. He said, these are the things, these are the principles that He's laid out, right? If we don't follow those principles, and then we start to make mistakes and things don't work out, we can't blame anybody else but ourselves. The principles are there. Wisdom is there. Read the Proverbs. I wrote a blog series a while back, which I got some my friends to help me with, and basically the tagline from that was, a proverb a day keeps foolishness at bay. Kind of like an apple a day keeps a doctor away, or something like that. But literally, that's what it is. A proverb a day keeps foolishness at bay. Most of the months have 31 days. We have 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. Just reading that, digesting that, you might think, but I don't remember, but it's in there somewhere unconsciously. If you want to make one foolish decision, be like, hey, but Proverbs said this, that anger rests in the relapse of fools. I don't even know what that is, but it's in there. That's what I mean, So it literally is that. So wisdom is the principal thing. In all you're getting, get wisdom. In all our striving to be women of excellence in our career, to be leaders, to kind of set great boundaries, to be great examples, to be kingdom women, kingdom financiers, to love our husbands, to take care of our children, to do all these things and be all these things, right? Wisdom is our guiding light, right? And in the form of the Holy Spirit and in the form of reading the Bible, there's so many different things. So just do what needs to be done. Anyways, this is just a quick one. Thank you guys so much. I hope that this is a wonderful and insightful community for you to be a part of. If you like what goes on here, feel free to subscribe, share with your loved ones, comment down below. Let's interact, let's engage, and hopefully, we'll see where this takes us, where this journey takes us. Welcome to the Renew Your Mind podcast. I hope to see you around.